College degrees are the single most expensive investment you will ever make before turning 30. And if you are still relying on a standard high-yield savings account to foot the bill, you are effectively burning your future net worth in real time. We have seen the headlines where icons like Drake or Nicki Minaj drop $50,000 on a fan's tuition with a single tweet. But the real story isn't about waiting for a lightning strike of celebrity luck. The truth is that the wealthiest families in America, the ones who could easily write a check for Harvard or Stanford without blinking, don't actually pay for college out of their pocket. They use a hyper-specific set of IRS-approved maneuvers to ensure Uncle Sam subsidizes the degree while they keep their capital growing in the market. Here at Money Facts USA, we are pulling back the curtain on the exact strategies the top 1% use to fund their kids' education and how you can apply those same pro-level tactics to your own balance sheet starting today. Think about a high-profile athlete or a Hollywood A-lister for a second. When their kids are born, they aren't just opening a piggy bank. They are engaging in what we call estate planning arbitrage. They are utilizing the 529 plan, but not the way most people do. While the average family might put a couple of $100 a month into a state-sponsored account, the elite are superfunding these plans. Under current IRS rules, you can front-load 5 years' worth of gift tax exclusions in one single year. For a married couple in 2026, that means moving nearly $200,000 into a tax-advantaged vessel instantly. This money grows completely tax-deferred and comes out tax-free for tuition, room, board, and even computers. By the time that child hits 18, the power of compound interest has turned that initial injection into a multi-million-dollar educational war chest. But what if your child decides they don't want to go to a 4-year university? This is where the celebrity-grade flexibility kicks in. Under the Secure Act 2.0, if you have leftover funds in a 529 that's been open for 15 years, you can roll up to $35,000 into a Roth IRA for the beneficiary. You aren't just paying for school, you are literally seeding their retirement before they've even had their first internship. This is a game changer that Money Facts USA listeners need to understand because it removes the use it or lose it fear that stops so many people from saving aggressively. You are building a multi-generational asset, not just a tuition fund. Now let's talk about the scholarship game, because this is where the most money is left on the table every single year. You've heard the stories of stars like Jay-Z or Rihanna offering massive grants through their foundations. But the secret isn't just applying to the famous ones. The pros know that scholarships are a volume game. There are thousands of weird or hyper-niche scholarships that go unclaimed because nobody wants to do the legwork. We are talking about grants for being left-handed, for making a prom dress out of duct tape, or for having a specific heritage that hasn't been represented in your field. High-net-worth families hire college consultants to find these, but you can do this yourself by treating scholarship applications like a part-time job. One of the most powerful moves you can make is what I call the direct-to-institution play. Major celebrities often donate millions to specific universities, like Alec Baldwin at NYU or David Geffen at UCLA, to create departmental scholarships. If you target schools where these specific endowments exist and align your extracurriculars with the donor's mission, you are fishing in a much smaller pond with much bigger fish. It's about alignment, not just achievement. You don't need to be the valedictorian. You need to be the exact person that specific foundation was built to help. At Money Facts USA, we constantly see families make the mistake of putting assets in the student's name, like a traditional savings account or a UTMA. While those feel like a good idea, they are a disaster for financial aid. The FAFSA formula looks at a student's assets and expects them to contribute 20% of that money towards school every year. But parent-owned assets, like a 529, are assessed at a maximum of 5.6%. By simply moving the bucket where the money sits, you can drastically increase your eligibility for needs-based aid without changing a single dollar of your actual net worth. The final piece of this high-stakes puzzle is the direct tuition payment loophole. If you have a grandparent or a wealthy relative who wants to help, they should never give the money to you or the student. If they write a check directly to the university, it does not count toward the annual gift tax limit. They could pay $100,000 for a year of medical school in one go, and it won't touch their lifetime estate tax exemption. This is how the ultra-wealthy move massive amounts of value across generations while staying completely invisible to the IRS. Education is the ultimate leverage, but only if you aren't strangled by the debt on the back end. You have the same tools at your disposal that the biggest names in the country use. You just have to know which levers to pull. Start by superfunding where you can, target the niche endowments, and keep your assets in the right buckets to protect your aid. You are the CEO of your family's future, and it's time to start acting like it.